Happy Monday. Today is Monday, July 27th, 2020, and today's daily Bible readings for the Wesley Center come to us from Psalm 65, 8 through 13, Genesis 30, 25 through 36, James chapter 3, verses 13 through 18, or you could have read Psalm 119, verses 121 through 128, and 1 Kings 3, 16 through 28, and then again, James as your New Testament lesson. And I'm going to talk about James. Well, I'm going to basically kind of tell you what James says. You can read it for yourself. But I want to ask you a question, and that question is, what kind of harvest do you want? What kind of harvest of wisdom, let's put it that way, do you want to have in your life? Because James, in this little section, basically draws, I'm going to use a fancy word, dichotomy. He draws these two different kinds of, talks about these two different kinds of wisdom, and he talks about a gentleness born of wisdom, and basically a wisdom that comes from above, as opposed to wisdom that is earthly in nature. So he talks about the people who say they are wise. You know, if you say you're wise in understanding, that your good life, this good life that you have, that you lead, that you say you have, should be borne out by works that show a gentleness, right? A gentleness, a meekness, a humility born of wisdom. And he says that wisdom that is born from above, i.e. that is given by God, he says in so many words, is pure, it's peaceable, it's gentle, it's yielding, it's merciful, it's fruitful, specifically good fruit, right? Because you can also bear bad fruit, and it's impartial, it's not hypocritical. And he calls it a harvest of righteousness. He said the person who lives this kind of life and really does have the wisdom that is born from above, that is from God, bears this kind of thing out in their life through the way that they live their life, through their works, right? It's not that, you're just that awesome that God is, it just has to have you with him. No, it's that because God is in your life, that you really truly do have this gift from God. The way you live your life creates this harvest of righteousness, is born out, this wisdom that's born out in your life. And he draws this comparison to earthly wisdom, and he talks about what that looks like. And he says basically that earthly wisdom, this kind of wisdom that it is not born from heaven, it is not from God, that is just comes out of ourselves, left to our own devices, is envious, selfish, it's ambitious, it's boastful, it's false, it's unspiritual, it's devilish, and it leads, the only harvest it gives, whereas the wisdom that's born from above is a harvest of righteousness. What this leads to, what we get as a harvest from this, is disorder and wickedness. And so the question here, this is a really short DBR for a day, I know that, but hey, Monday. The question is, what kind of harvest do you want? And if you're going to claim to have all this kind of wisdom, that you're going to be, that you're the bestest and the smartestest, is your life showing forth that you have this wisdom that comes from above? Are you seeing a harvest of righteousness in your life, or are you sowing disorder and wickedness? So that's the question for today that James would have you to answer and to think about, so that you can be closer to God. So read the book of James. It won't take you very long. And we'll be back tomorrow with another DBR. See you later. Bye. Boop your nose. Boop.